On Thanksgiving evening in 1985, the Blount family gathers for dinner at their new home in Hilltop Mobile Home Park. Just a few months earlier, they had left Seattle for Texas, hoping for a fresh start after Joe, the husband, struggled to maintain steady work in the area. The family of four, Joe Blount, his wife Susan, their 15-year-old daughter Angela, and 13-year-old son Robert, are joined by Joe's brother Carl and his 18-year-old son Michael to celebrate the holiday. After dinner, Carl heads home, leaving his son Michael with the Blount family. Susan, worn out from preparing the Thanksgiving meal, heads to her room for a nap, while Joe takes the three teens to a local convenience store for snacks and ice cream. Minutes later, Susan hears a knock at the door. She checks the window but finds no one outside. After a moment of hesitation, she dismisses it and goes back to her room to rest. When Joe and the kids return home, they're surprised to find a briefcase sitting on their doorstep. Thinking it must be a gift from a neighbor, they bring it inside. The kids, curious and excited, unclasp the latches, triggering an explosion that takes the lives of Joe, Angela, and Michael. While Robert sustained severe injuries, Susan, who had been in the bedroom at the time of the explosion, was unharmed. At first, investigators considered Susan a possible suspect, but after learning the life insurance policies on Joe and Angela were minimal, not even enough to cover funeral costs, they quickly dismissed any suspicion. After over a decade with no leads, Michael Roy Toney was arrested in 1997, following a confession from his cellmate, Charles Ferris. Ferris claimed Toney had admitted to the bombing in exchange for a shorter sentence. This confession led to Toney's indictment and placement on death row. However, Ferris later recanted, admitting that he had fabricated the story to gain favor with authorities. The trial in 1999 featured testimony from Toney's ex-wife and others, but inconsistencies in their accounts and Toney's denial raised doubts about his guilt. In 2009, it was revealed that 14 pieces of evidence had been withheld from Toney's defense. As a result, the charges were dropped, and Toney was released after spending more than a decade on death row. In the end, the tragic events that claimed the lives of three members of the Blount family that Thanksgiving night remain unresolved to this day.